Let's take a quick look at the General Awareness Training Program. This program should probably take between 3 and 4 hours for the average student. It'll cover an introduction to hazardous materials, hidden dangerous goods, HazMat training and enforcement, fines and penalties, and placarding. It's designed to be a high-level program that doesn't require any prior experience. All the student has to do is click on the Next button and the program will start. They can print out a copy of the materials by clicking here and it'll open up a PDF. And then on the next page, basically they'll have a video that'll start after about a 5-second lag. And I'll just play a few seconds of it so you can get an idea what it sounds like.
All of these workers are involved with the transportation of hazardous materials, and each of them must be able to recognize and identify the wide variety of hazardous materials they may encounter in their jobs. What are hazardous materials? Hazardous materials are substances or materials that can burn, explode, react violently, or cause injury or harm to people, property, or the environment when transported in commerce. The U.S. Department of Transportation, DOT, is responsible for developing, issuing, and enforcing the hazardous materials regulations.
Okay, we'll go ahead and jump to the next screen. You've got a quiz here. If they want to review, they can hit the hint button and it'll take them back to the previous page and it'll actually start the video again, which they can stop just by hitting the stop button. So the question is saying, dangerous goods are regulated when transported in commerce. In other words, you're doing it as part of a business. Well, we know that that's true.
Way to go.
The next question. DOT regulations can be found in Title 49 of the Code of Federal Regulations. Again, if we're not sure, we can click on Hint, and it'll take us back to the previous page. We can go back here, and then, of course, you can see the image that shows 49 CFR right there. So you might ask yourself, well, isn't this question kind of easy? Well, this program is not designed to be a difficult program. It is a general awareness program, and the idea is to reinforce the knowledge and the parts of the training that are important at a general awareness or familiarization level. Now, in the interest of time, we're only going to play a few of these slides, but in the next section we'll get into classification, and you'll get a brief overview.
Most of us, when we think of dangerous goods, we think of things that explode. We think of things that catch fire. We think of substances that might poison us. But in some cases, dangerous goods can be as simple as this marking or label on a package. This doesn't really appear to be too dangerous. It says consumer commodity ORM-D. What's that? Well, what that is that is a reclassification for domestic purposes of an actual hazardous material, a flammable liquid in this case.
DOT regulations define 9 hazard classes of materials which are capable of posing an unreasonable risk to health, safety, and property when transported in commerce. Each hazardous material is assigned to one or more of these classes. Class 1, explosives.
So it will go through each of the 9 hazard classes. The student can click here to print out a PDF of the DOT Chart 13. On the next screen, they'll have an introduction to packing groups, and there'll be a quiz on the following screen.
Hazardous materials must...
So once again, they can click on a hint, take them back where they need to go, or they can just go ahead and answer the question.
No.
In that case, I got it wrong, so the student may want to go back, take a look at it again, go back over here, and try one more time.
Good answer.
As you can see from the table of contents on the left, we go through various sections of instruction regarding the HazMat training regulations, fines and penalties. The placarding section will probably take about 40 minutes for each employee to go through.
When an accident causes hazardous materials in transportation to be released, the vehicle operator, emergency response teams, and the surrounding community all face imminent danger. Emergency response teams must accurately identify these materials as quickly as possible. To aid emergency response teams, DOT developed a system of placarding for the rapid identification of hazardous materials.
Now we're just going to go through the next one or two screens to give you an idea of the content of this program. Again, the placarding section will probably take about 45 minutes.
After completing Module 4 on placarding, you should be able to identify the requirements for placarding and any exceptions or modifications allowed with these requirements. Examine the two placarding tables in 172.504E to determine placarding requirements, and identify the requirements for placard placement, visibility, and design. The general rule to apply when determining the placarding requirements for hazardous materials is simple. If a hazardous material is contained within a transport vehicle, bulk packaging, freight container, unit load device, or rail car, then a placard representing the hazard class for the hazardous material must be displayed on both sides and each end, regardless of quantity. The regulations allow other approaches to placarding under specific circumstances. These are exceptions to this basic rule.
So in this case, the student can even click on the link and it will actually pull up a copy of the regulations from 49 CFR. Now, in general, for the general awareness trainings, the student does not need to have a copy of the 49 CFR or any other regulations, but this is an added resource that's available to you from within the program. So once we cover the rest of placarding, Table 1 items, Table 2 items, mixed loads, use of the dangerous placard as a substitute, basically you come to the end of the program. And once the student gets to this point, they can click Quit to quit the program, and they'll be able to access the exam. The examination online would probably take about 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes for the average student. So you figure between 3 hours of study, 20 to 30 minutes of exam taking, you can probably get everything done in under 4 hours. But the benefit of this system is that the employee can log in, log out for a short or as long a period as they want, and the program will track their progress. And they don't have to take the exam until they're ready to do so. Furthermore, they can even start the exam and stop it if they get interrupted and pick it up later on. So that would take care of the general awareness training that every HazMat employer has to provide for their employees. There are other training programs that we include along with general awareness training, such as the safety training and security training, and of course function-specific training, depending upon what the employee's job function actually is. But if it's a warehouse employee or a forklift driver, this general awareness course will probably suffice for most of your training needs.